Okay, hello everybody. We are here to talk about Colombian education, and we will start saying that it's a very important topic because, as we know, the education in Colombia it's been transforming nowadays. So we need to speak a little bit more about it. Can you guys? Do you guys want to start?
Okay, hello everyone, good evening, and thank you very much for trying to get in touch tonight. It has been a long waiting for, but okay, let me start talking with one topic. It's a very important one. We can start talk about education in Colombia if we start with the children. It's a very important part in the education. Unfortunately, I have had experience and find out a lot of students, guys under 10 or 9 years, dropping from the high schools. This is due to the foundation they have got at home because the education from the parents is not enough. So they have a lot of problems when they start studying at the high school. And today in Colombia, for 100 students, we have the trouble that 20% is dropping out before 13 or 14 years old. So that's one of the topics. I don't know if somebody wants to add anything else.
Yes, I think the government has planned in order to provide better conditions for the education system and have a better quality. So it's important that every member of the society is really, encourage the process. As you were saying, the parents are not prepared to do a
Yes,
good campaign for the children at the school. So we teachers have all the responsibilities, and in most of the case, right, there are some exceptions. So there are extraordinary programs like a Colombian bilingual for the 2025, and like all of the applications that the government has bring to us. But we need also take in mind that we need the parents' help in order to develop a good strategy to get a better education quality, right?
absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
So,
agree.
do you have any other idea to talk about? For
And
example,
so I
yeah, just
that I
those.
want to add is sub three problems that very important that we have to have a count about that education in Colombia. A bit how you say, we need help of the parents in every family in this community of this school, and so I think that there is now good investment for education today in the. So we say that science 2002 until 2018, only the government have investment in the education only 4.53% until now. Yes, it's a little money, and for the reason is that there are not a good infrastructure in every school in Colombia. Yes, so have this a great problem because if we have to we have to have a good education today and day. We have to think in the infrastructure and the laboratories, the science of language, and every school in the education to everybody student, everybody boys and everybody children, everybody students in this community. So the second problem that I know that is very important to talk about is the renew the curriculums. Yes, a
Yes,
curriculum line line good is very important to have account because there are subjects that it is not necessary to teach today and day. So I think that there are other subjects that the education have to have account to teach them. And the third problem that I think is very important is school infrastructure. As I say again, it's very important that everybody school have a good infrastructure in rooms and the laboratories and the and other things, and that I think is very important to have in the everybody school. Something I think that it is three very interesting problems that I think in that today in the is necessary to correct in the Colombian education.
very good. Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's.
I wanna talk about what you said, what you mentioned as a second problem, which is that the curriculum it's not like it's not it's put it together. Every teacher for every grade prepare his own planner. It doesn't matter what the other one is getting preparing. So yeah, I had experience some year preparing some boys and girls for the IFEX, the national test. So most of them were from different grades. So each one has different knowledge, different gaps, different, so and they were from the same institution. So you can see that the the institutions are not uh, getting only one curriculum for all the teachers, but the teachers are, like every teacher it's getting in his own or her own way. So that's a big problem. And
Yes, I know.
yeah, now I have a
I think that
question for all of you, and we will try to answer one by one. Okay? What do you think?
Okay.
okay.
What do you think about this new idea that the government has about having a complete journal since 7 in the morning to 1 or 2 or 3 p.m. Do you think that Colombia infrastructure of these institutions are prepared for this? Like all the students go almost all the day to the school. So what's gonna happen with the teachers that will be with our students? What do you think about this? Who wants to start?
Okay. Actually, I have had experience for working with this schedule, and unfortunately, the the guys who are coming to the classroom are not prepared for receiving, for example, in this case, the English class 4 or 5 hours straight.
Mm-hmm.
And I have found a lot of groups with different knowledge, different levels, and I need to start from zero and start explaining to them one topic from, for example, starting explaining what is the verb to be, and other one, the rest of the class don't have idea what is that. So the government say one topic is very important. I agree, but one thing is what the government is telling to you at this moment of the news, and one thing is one that you are living in the high school or the universities. Even at the universities, we have troubles, and I think we need to reinforce a lot of in education in Colombia. And it doesn't matter if it's the schedule is straight, but you need to divide it in 5 or 3 um, terms, because when you go straight, actually you as a teacher working 10 hours straight is very hard for me.
Yes, it is.
Okay, partners, and now I want to speak about the 3 minutes areas about the lectures. In my opinion, Colombia has been changed in the last year. Colombia has grown exponentially since 1960 years, and the government has implemented programs like Revolution Education and Bilingual Program. This program has added English as a foreign language in our curriculum. That is a good idea. And about school new model. This is a methodology to transform the conventional school and learning. With Escuela Nueva model, there are interaction and collaboration among teacher and children. And
Yes.
now you know that 9 countries has implemented this model in its system. And about assessment system can help the teacher to identify problems and create new strategies and a classroom methodology. That I think the education of our country.
Okay, very good. So who else?
Oh, Lina, what do you think about that? About the question Kelly did?
Okay, compañero. Okay, partner. In my case, I work in a private school. Private education private is does not have the necessary support from the government for infrastructure, but the government does the money policy in education. For that reason, the, the education is so. Um, the teacher realize the different activities for the children. The curriculum is according to the community. Um,
Okay, Lina. Anyway, let me add a little bit. Topic is one about the Julian was talking about the flexible education in Colombia. It's very important when you apply the flexible education, and you will find out a way for improve your knowledge with your students. The flexible education is one of the main tools that we can use it if you are working in the rural area. This allowed you mapping the areas where you are working and where your students are living. And so you can teach much better to them because are accommodated to their situation, not the students to your situations. That's one of the topics that our partner Julian was talking about it. Anybody else want to say something?
Yes, partner. The last idea that I will speak is um, the goal in the Colombia education is to improve school skills and quality of education in our country. That is the main goal.
Yes. And now we are going to talk about a little bit more, a little bit um, about what the national assessment system is in Colombia and how we as a teacher see this process and what things we think could be good options to improve this. When we were talking about national assessment system, I remember that Julian in the photo wrote about that is a system that helps educators to identify effective process and improve these processes to achieve measurable gains in students learning, right? And I think we all agree about it because we know that through the exams, through the text, through the writing assessment, and other assessments that we use in the classroom, um, improvement in the learning process can be achieved. So teachers rely on the results of these evaluations since we are still related to the objectives that we have for every class. So however, I think that we need to be a little bit flexible in the evaluations and in the interpretations of results so that we can improve the level of a student. As you were saying that one of the students, not all the students have the same knowledge. When you receive a group of students, you will find that each one has different knowledge, and most of them miss part of the English basic formation when they were in primary or in in levels before. So, what do you think about this national assessment system?
Well, actually, you mentioned a very important topic. It's a very important part in the education is the teachers. We as a teachers, we are missing a lot of things. One of those very important topic is the attitude we have in front of the students, the attitude we have every day in front of the class, and your behavior you have when somebody or some student are asking you any question. Unfortunately, in Colombia, we don't have good preparation for teachers, and most of them are developing their conditions on their other professions, not necessarily like a teachers.
Yes.
Well, the,
Okay. Partners, in my opinion, the evaluation not only allows to evaluate the students, allows to evaluate the teaching practice,
Yes.
how the education process is carried out. The evaluation measures the educational performance of a school, the students. They allow to identify difficulties. Uh, the teacher, I can implement strategies, methodologies that allow to develop different activities to achieve a better learning and to improve the education quality. Is the main central the assessment system is the education quality, in my opinion. The assessment system is designed to have evaluate the learning achieved by the student, of what have you learned in addition to evaluate attitudes and ability. Um, the assessment system let allow a student by to enter a higher education.
That's good. Yes.
Okay. And I think about that assessment, the evaluations, is that as well as the education is changing today in the day, we have to have account that we are in the age of the formations, and this is the country 21, yes, and assessment system they have to have a change today in day. So one of the important points, no, the current knowledge of the students is the evaluation system, but if you are going to use it as a practice in your classes, yes, today we have to understand that evaluations um, don't have the same way that of the years ago in this the years today and day, yes. So these are going to write in your paper and the question, and you're going to answer the question and ready now. This is this is the absolute format to evaluate today and day. The students have to practice your knowledge about that. So I think that this is the tip that we have to use today in the of evaluation today. And we have to have a teachers that um, to have a result more practice and effective models among others. Yeah, so in Colombia there is a institutional system for the evaluation of students, and the idea is that everybody teachers have an idea for that this the green national government to change today in this. This is the idea that I think about the evaluation system. I have to the evaluation system to change today in day, and evaluation system have a change in the practice, and that everybody students can to develop and improve his knowledge the other form, the other way is the this is my idea about that.
Yeah. Yes. So I think we have, covered all the topics where we need to discuss about. So if anybody have something and to say before finish this discussion now.
well, I think as well as you say, Kelly is enough. We have all the topics ready. So I just like thanks to John and Julian, as well as you, Kelly and Lena, and
Yeah.
let's
Yeah,
go to
as we
try.
start the video without presenting ourselves, so please everyone just say your complete name so that the video, finish completely. So I am Luz Kelly Calle, and that was my intervention here.
Okay, Kelly, thank you very much. My name is Jose Wilson Castro, and it was a pleasure talking with this group, and I hope to find you one more time. Thank you.
Okay, partner, my name is Julian Camilo, and thank you so much about this participation and share their main ideas about this topic.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, friends, thank you so much for the participation. My name is John Anderson Ruiz Leon, and I hope that this activity we can finish this the best way. Okay, so thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello friends, my name is Nina Patricia Rojas. Uh,
What's a pleasure, Rina.
I think Lena getting lost in communication.
Yes. Okay, so guys, that was all. So see you next time.
Okay,
Bye.
yeah. All right, Kelly. Thank you.
Okay,
Bye-bye.